Everybody get up, it's time to slam now.
Come on and slam, and welcome to the jam. Come on and slam, if you wanna jam.
The sweet sound of songbirds used to wake me up in the morning to start my day. Now I am tortured by the silence as they are replaced by the eerie night. Misplaced hate and treacherous felines hunt them like livestock to the slaughter. Death becomes the mockingbird's only exit from the torture they face in life. Running around, hunted by their own oppressors, dining on their flesh alive as they wither away, their songs become cries like sirens, screamings, cacophonies that numb our minds. See, to kill a mockingbird is a sin. But here I am stuck in this casa with my amigos attempting to drown our sorrows in this bottle, thinking intoxication is the only way to quell our raging hearts in this sick game called life. Unhinged in our own self-destruction, we pour into empty cups, drowning in misery. Auspicious is what we think we are, yet these fleeting moments of success only last in bursts that die out faster than we expect. Vim is chased with voracity. Vehement cries for sanity while losing vigor in each moment of our lives and vicious cycles of self-destruction dooming us to fate, staring down barrels leading to early graves. Ostracized through hurts, thinking it's tequila shots will offset this pain only for it to expedite our takeoff into losing everything. See, to kill a mockingbird is a sin. And everyday innocent black men are murdered out of rage, fear, and actions taken by small whims. Innocence drained as we lose our ability to sing the hymns, the sweet sounds we chirp become the screams and cries when we die, running away from these unjust systems. Darkness travels, even those that survive the night are only targets, especially when they fight the very constructs and lies that drown our lives. Our ballads are tuned out by rhythms from people to make it to their own beats. Hidden in plain sight, we are misunderstood giants that have been denied the ability to speak freely, only blinded by the guise of everyone else's interpretation of our light. So here we are, taking pieces out of our world. Oh, how we used to love the way the mockingbird sings, but when their voices become too loud, we suddenly clip their wings. This is the slow death of those so sweet. We may butter it up as justice, slap it onto a label and sell it, but no matter what we do, to kill a king is a sin. A glance into your radiant eyes, like the sun on the horizon, whether rising with the sky or falling into the night, I am forever blinded by the light. Your gaze delivers me with unimaginable praise. I wonder, is the glare that comes when you feel safe? I wonder, is this the glare that comes when you feel safe? These marbles, they're silently serenading me, without a sound. Beating, burning bright like a candle flickering, is this the look that is healed from her pain when caught in my ray? Normally the light is blinding to wayward voyagers, but this beacon brings me home every day. I will wander every storm, every moonless light, just to be blessed by this amber gaze. No matter the distance, your eyes capture a passion no other scenery could replay. I'm not a poet. No, I spew words like hot melting lava. Like a stream of consciousness, I'm scattered, salvaging self-actualization, mistaking it for validation, simply trying to be heard. Words firing across the sound waves in verse, misplacing my hurt for a desire for someone to hug me. I'm not a poet. I'm a prophet, reminding you of your promise. Losing my mind in the process of loving myself while trying to exist in a world that won't accept me for me. So who can I be? I'm not a poet. I'm a wordsmith. Writing saved me from this feeling that I was worthless. I finally found salvation into pen. Now I slice through wavering, wandering, wishy-washy souls set to determine my goals. This isn't a means to an end. This isn't a way to find false sense of acceptance. This is my heart beating, bleeding, vulnerability, hopelessly, hopefully, happily, mastering meticulous manifestations of my own machinations of who I define myself as to be. I'm not a poet. I'm a creator, a curator of magic, a culmination of my own recreation of Adonis Isaiah. I'm not a poet. I don't function in the contemporary or old ways of writing. I don't fit inside the lines. I never studied this lane, yet somehow I've turned my passion, my pain into action that has healed masses. I'm blasting through the distractions, through sweet sounds of poetry that came out of my mouth. But I'm not a poet. I don't respect those that come before me. This is just a stream of consciousness. Words flying across the room, attempting to satisfy my ego while I run away from who I am, trying to be what everyone else thinks I'm supposed to be. Or that's what someone told me. But not everyone's opinion is truth. Because in fact, I am a poet. And a damn good one at that. My poetry is healing. My poetry is revealing. My poetry is soothing. It's light. It's the revelation of another flawed human. Just trying to get this shit right. Living with all this passion, breaking away from the resistance of pride, turning my failures into lessons as you all witness my tone rise. And I no longer self-deprive. I realize that my talent exceeds my imagination, and thus cadence helps me save lives. I am a poet, and I love every word that I spit. I am a poet, and I'm sensitive about my shit.
From the first day of a sublime encounter, you gave me everything I needed. I grew up to your innocent naivety, the guilelessness of your gleefulness amidst the pomegranate shades and peony blossoms. You've always liked flowers. Perhaps it's the way they dance like those glowing cheeks of yours, the soft kisses you blew me that refuse to go away, like a lover defending the sovereignty of our own peerless monarchy. You were so gay, so high-spirited. I reached out many times, we walking hand in hand, as my life would feel incomplete without your loving presence. That stately bearing, those giggly laughs, that kind of innocent prank, those mischievous eyes that I have not encountered since. My sweetheart, I do not wish to shine alone like the sun, like rainbows of the celestial heavens. Let me instead embrace your stunning brilliance, blending into the delicate intimacy and glimmer of our love. I wish I was forged in the luminance of an effulgent light, shaped by the intensity of my yearning, so that I would see you daily in the mad passion of searing emotions. Come, sweet goddess. Conceal me in the melody of your breath, me kissing the folds of your beauty to live in the realm of timeless time. Whenever I see your smile, I find myself anxious and jittery, yet it is in your captivating allure that I experience this enchanting drunken delight. I feel like an inebriate, reeling like someone who drank a little too much vintage, yet I know it all springs from the pool of a magical ecstasy in being around you that defies explanation. Unable to cope in your absence, some days sleep became a stranger to my bloodshot eyes. My pillows stay in a copious sadness, pouring out like rain, making its way to the carpet and calling out thy name. It resonates the disturbed rhythms of a soul, knowing intuitively that we are always meant to be together. So come, let us sit and hold discourses with marigolds. Let the sweet-scented lavenders permeate our breath of lava, and the earth massages our feet as the light evokes our past and current harmonies, drifting upon the wings of silence.
My friends warned me when I met you, you'd be my nightmare come true. But I've never been one to listen to good advice, and I wanted to give you safe space to be your best possible version of you. I invited you into my home, gave you permission to make it your own, and you let your dog piss and shit all over the house because you couldn't be bothered to take her out. For 9 months, you sat on my couch, drinking, smoking, and weaving new tales of your life story, a litany of others' villainy and how they all put you down and cast you out. Every tale you told gave a similar unfold. The theme of a victim is the currency you sold. I expected your narrative to fit the facts, and instead you gave me bullshit worthy of a federal prison hack. I caught you in lies about inconsequential crap, and if you'd lie to me about irrelevant stuff, then how could I trust anything your lips cared to flap? I look back, and I was such an easy mark. So trusting, so willing to believe your mantras were real. Such a facile brain to think 3 steps ahead. You traded in duplicity so long, your falsity has become your veracity. Whistled me down your yellow brick road of lies. With an agenda created by a mind more warped than the Lord of the Flies, you always gave self-deprecating smiles when sharing painful vignettes. Maybe that's your poker tell. The more humble you are in the telling, the greater the size of the lie you're selling. My wallet is now empty for your whatnot channel of narcissistic bullshit. And the final straw was this crap with the gun. I tried to do you a favor. Why I even bothered, I don't know, since I knew when you said, I'll leave it in the drawer, you'd be walking out with it later. But in the end, you're the one who's lost out. You fucked over the one person who had faith in you. I hope you one day see the truth, that you spent the currency of a priceless friend on a 2-bit Glock and a refusal to be anything more than hot air and pretense.
Pterodactyl. In an all-white neighborhood, white kid sticks a knife in my stomach, strangles me with a coiled USA flag, so I cried to the public. Benighted sky budget, watercolors paint me, white paint and liquid paper. Born instigator, super predator cursed from birth to lurk in mystic vapors. Materialized out of KKK ghosts, stalking black blocks like Black Hawk Down. Off Hitler's head, bottle aquarium squawking Pavlov's crown. Vanguard sound kitted with Acme explosives, Roadrunner chasing meat meat. Saga of coyote medicine, healing Marcellus Wallace's soul while I preheat beats. Cooking crack and wet dreams, the aspiring sociopath wannabe jailbird, sheltered among Elvis herds, elephant balloon animals gasping for air graded on bell curve, stuck in schoolhouse prison, pipeline umbilical chained to history books, epistemicide is Bishop and Rook, emulating Tupac while delivered by crooks. In a British prisoner colony, rewards cannibalism and creative masochism. Antichrist cookbook, microwaving demon flesh, reading medieval catechism. Stolen legacy, not out of Africa, goes your sweet lullaby blind. Black zombies walk pastel pink suburbs. Frankenstein's bitch nullifies rhyme. Bride of Godzilla throwing dice, hitting 7 and 11. Resurrection means tongue bathed in formaldehyde, spitting rhymes to reach heaven. Raised by K-pop demon hunters. England, Russia, eschaton, high risk, hockey assists. Vanilla chocolate eclipse. Strawberry syrup, bloodstreams flow slow, copy the script. 666 strength in numbers. Bent the thunder toward plasma ball, lost his brain. Rubber room, midnight oil burning neural junkyard, coffin yin on your yang. Taking actions of death threat to the system. Same machine scorched Tookie Williams. Illumination made each hair on your pussy brilliant, killing the Wookiee psyllium. In microscope with black raccoon eyes, spot the sunspot with Jones for Ayatollah. Slurry ayahuasca, Sasquatch laundromat, water moccasin swallows cobra. Follow Noah off ship planks in the saltwater iodine bacterial culture. Vultures hover dead television, ready to pierce fang beaks in the clouds of sulfur. Insert vampire genetics, lazy IV, nasal cannula hooked to Pro Tools console. Offload astronaut pros in the nut with broadsword shaven ball globe. In baller mode, toasted game show contestant gets narcissistic reflective. Sees his own image in the collective. Lightning bolts shoot earthworm segments. Apprehensive Oasis ad agency. Approach judge's quarters thinking serial killer. Lyrical silver crusted elemental filaments. Boxed out spiritual filters. Unreadable formats converted to tent city roller coasters. Trapped in the black hole with Oakland soldiers. Bancroft Ave swollen with golden motors.
Fear, panic, and tears will be much greater at the end of the year. Beware of such trouble ahead, for this letter could leave a bushrat dead. Deep in the jungle, screams of struggle, a pig's head, a guinea fowl held by the neck, trails of blood found in the mud, a mortar mixed with spud. Strangulation was forced. You all, of course. What's to come is much worse. It's kind of inspired Big Path. So, it's a man's world. It's a man's world. The perfect place for a pretty little girl to fall. Full of dandelions and things that will make you twirl. It's a man's world. It's a man's world. Don't worry that all these things build the hurt. No matter where you go, all you see is that hurt. It's a man's world. It's a man's world, full of battles that I have fought. Also, all the lyrics that I have bought. It's a man's world. It's a man's world. I'm tired. I'm tired of this band not give me what I desire. For dousing my light and my fire. You're making my head spin quicker than tires. I'm tired of this chunky music boss you've hired. That's as generic as anything out there. My found in nature has you living in fear. I will bear in a den full of liars. I won't shed a tear. I'm down on one knee. Please. I've had it. I'm fighting back with my creativity. I wear my heart on my sleeve. You don't know how this makes me feel because you won't let me be, or else you'll scream, "Murder, first class degree." I'm taking myself away. Without me, there's nothing to play. I won't sit down and obey. You're playing with fire. You don't know what I do prior. You make me feel small. I'm insulted. I'm disgusted at your favoritism. This flag stinks of your patriotism. At your own expense. I'm tired of doing much less. I could hit my head a million times. I still won't budge. Broken glass, blood everywhere because I hold a grudge. Blood on my hands is what I tell the judge.
The gift of giving, sharing wealth. A boomerang frequently returns to the one who throws it. Soulful self-giving is the boomerang of actions and reactions, and once activated, will produce merits for the giver. In this way, kind deeds done are returned internally. Giving is multifaceted, and many relate to mundane opulence, sharing expertise by giving from the heart, gems which enrich a soul to soar on the wings of love. It is indeed a sublime act, enhancing the joys of humanity. Giving may serve the poor, yet it transcends the outer charity. It is not all material possessions that matter, but purity of intent, a sincerity and serenity of purpose that recognizes humanity, blends into the sweet breeze of empathy and love. To give is to recognize that just as the elements are essential to my well-being and excellence, so too they are of significance to others, inasmuch as we are one in the love eternal, the source which governs creation. This increases our benefits and deepens our humanity. Charity is frequently associated with outer things: money, clean water, food, shelter, and other concrete donations. Yet wealth comes from an illumined mind, the purity of the heart, and a joyful soul. Soulful giving enriches us, even though that should not be its purpose. For giving, like sunlight, is to give for its own sake, to give for love. One may also use tithe and other forms of offerings, build hospitals for their community, like N'Golo Kante, while a West African president offers free hospital care and so much more, seeing leadership as a service to his people. Giving is a boon which purifies the heart, sharpens the intuition, and fills the soul with beauty, like a rose offering itself in sacrifice for others. One may also mentor, illumine through genuine smiles and laughter, or simply assist a senior citizen to cross the street safely. If I am kind to you, you will one day be kind to others, and our collective consciousness will infuse love to our community and beyond. Empathy hides in our generosity and inspires goodness. This in turn moves others and soon creates a ripple effect. So while the ego gloats, the soul's sweetness spreads like a sunlit smile. Giving does not divide, but identifies with a much larger consciousness, a recognition that you are my neighbor, whether you're white, black, or Chinese. In an interconnected world, we acknowledge that we are souls of a nameless intelligence, a love which feeds our being, augmenting the greater light within. In this festive season, we realize the blessings and abundance of Mother Gaia, its fertility and light, guiding us to share, to join in socials and family, to give soulful gifts and invoke the spirit of songs that heal while appreciating the booms and flares across our cities. We become lovelier, just as we do when the warmth of summer feeds our moods, hearts, and minds, and we feel a need for the resurgence of a higher light. Blending in harmony as humans, like a symphony, we reinforce the truth that we're all part of something larger, that self-giving is our innate gift to one another in the spirit of harmonious freedom and the quest to know our true self.
My life is committed to dropping purple feces, to be the first man to shit purple. Lo and behold, it's as though I have no competition in this medium. While multinational corporations make human child sacrifices and eat people alive, while men in business suit and ties spray graffiti on suburban and urban walls, while Christian missionaries practice witchcraft, praying to the God who misses IRS audit, while SNAP benefits are canceled and 100 billionaires impose their wide-eyed smiles, while ghetto ratchet isn't seen as beauty because dumb respectability politics, while self-hatred is the biggest industry in the goddamn world, butchered by war machines, the stick figure tries to reclaim his or her agency. He attempts to rise, but every time his body is denied. The one stick they own is now fodder for the furnace. The world's smartest men alive sacrifice the lives of millions to save thousands. In this world, colorism is the blindest, most subtle, evil poison. Odorless, tasteless, it glides and collaborates in stealth, infecting droves of the population. Without them knowing it or even sensing the danger this liquid legislates. Purple Friday is when Black Friday is subverted and collides with my 1 in a million blues. I'm telling you, it's so hard to date when you wear the sins of a billion druids. I was just trying to save the world, but they call it performative communism. My mind track is a nonlinear tornado, pulling words and alphabets like cows and trailers. Maps and histories were distorted by secret mad scientists to ensure I wouldn't make it past 8 years old. It's a luxury to be a full existing 9-year-old with plans to overthrow God. I turned your hatred into prose and called it my paycheck and memes for cult-like respect. This is not the droid you're looking for. Lord, I am not the one, even though you took millions of my ancestors. They died knowing I would ascend to power one day. Kind of sounds, I don't know, Skywalker-esque. Purple Friday is the day the system bends over backwards and gives me a blowjob. You can call me a dreamer, but you won't call me unrealistic. Purple Friday is the day America hands over reparation compensation like, run the jewels, bitches. Purple Friday is the day Trump admits he's an insipid liar and walks his own ass to prison. Purple Friday is the day Jimi Hendrix wakes up resurrected and axe grinds the anthem to America's burning. If America burns, it'll be because she's the biggest witch in the capitalist con game. And Purple Friday will be full of retributive laughter, the same smiles inverted. Purple Friday is the naked lunch reality sandwich that girl Joan of Arc invented. Purple Friday is the day Wednesday halts Thanksgiving and illuminates this day as genocide. Purple Friday is our birthday, sisters. Love it or leave it. When Purple Friday comes, tell the oppressors to make love to it because fuck their world. Insert literary middle finger here.
I hear whispers in my dreams. Beyond the hush of the verdant green in the shadows of the woods. Wisdom was buried there for us to find beneath the roots of elm and ash and rowan. The crone has awakened, and the seekers roam free to find the knowing that is known deep within our bones, handed down through time, through all womankind. Listen. Hear the ancient voices on the breeze, mitochondrial deities the ancestral seven from whom we are all conceived. We are daughters of Eve. She devoured knowledge, made a core from the apple, hid it in her heart, and passed it down. She was vilified, a broken rib cast as the evil of temptation. So it was written in the pages of the men who claimed us as chattel, treated us like cattle, smeared scarlet letters into our skin, and labeled us as fallen women. The ink of their ignorant pages appeared for their fear of what happens when we rise with the wind and surround, pull lightning from the sky, and set fire to the night without a single match strike. So judge us not, for we are the architects of your beginnings, and without us there is no mankind. We are the warriors of the double X. We nourish and heal and defend a bottomless well of energy of the divine feminine. We are unknowable, and you need only touch the hand of a woman to perceive. Grasp the bones from beneath the water, extract the marrow from the mud of time, reach through the veil to retrieve the gifts we are meant to receive, that our birthright is the power of creation. Stardust feared like the detonation cradled between our holy thighs. We are not possessions. We cannot be owned, and their sticks and stones were never greater than the crone. Their papyrus cannot bind us. We are washed clean by the grace of the divine. We float gently in the salt of our tears, a salinity of divinity. We know that we can fall and still fly, that we can fail and still stand in the light. Our scars are earned, and the power of a woman is the sweet scent of God's fiery breath that dwells beneath the mountains and thunders its triumph each time we give birth.
I now know my broken pieces is beautiful, not in the spite of Christ, but because God chose to meet me there. I tried to hide their fractured prayers, them away. He didn't rush my healing. He rested in it, turned my wounds into worship, my tears into testimony. I am shaped by grace. The cracks carry light and called it good. I now know my broken pieces is beautiful because it is proof that God can make holy what the world tried to break. I thought I was falling apart, but God was forming a testimony.
Some folks don't want truth. They want temperature control. Something mild, something that agrees with them, something that never challenges their tongue or questions their comfort. And that's where the problem begins. I spent years diluting myself with ice, adding caramel and chocolate with whipped cream toppings just to make myself palatable for others to digest. But everything's not meant to go down easily. Some flavors are forged in fire, filled to wake you up, not tuck you in. I had to learn the hard way through life's experiences. Trusting the wrong people and giving too much of myself never ends well. Funny how people think just because you're so giving, you aren't genuine. I couldn't tell who came from my hand in friendship, who wanted substance, or who only showed up for benefit of my sweet treats. And that's on me because I offered them freely, thinking everyone was like me. I gave them the porcelain personality they wanted, poured politeness and predictability over warmth, smiled through sips that burned my own throat, called it generosity when really it was self-erasure dressed in a gulp of others' validation. The moment I stopped watering myself down, darkened my brew, I became less consumable for them. Because some folks only want warmth without weight, something sweet enough to like, but light enough to forget, safe sips that never challenge your mouth or mindset. And I'm sorry, not sorry. This isn't me anymore. The truth is, this is truth brewed without apology. My axiom doesn't need an explanation. It has nothing to prove. And it's funny how boundaries get labeled bitterness when access gets denied. I'll no longer be your benefit without a backbone, flavor wetting your palate without the fire that forged it. I learned everybody who drinks from you isn't thirsty for you. Some are just sampling, seeing how much they can take before the cup runs dry. So if I've never been clearer than before, let me be clear now. I'm no longer adjusting my temperature for mouths that never planned to respect the brew. I'm not a comfort choice. I'm not here to be liked into silence. If I'm not your cup of tea, set me the fuck down and leave me the fuck alone. And don't gossip about the taste you once enjoyed. Some people swear everything should go down smooth, with no burn, no bite, no questions left on the tongue. But for the ones who know how to handle the heat, they always come back knowing exactly what they're asking for. And that's for a taste of summer soul, who's not for everyone's tongue.
Some say I'm rhetorical, not metaphorical. I wonder who the hell they be writing for. I write poems to knock down the doors to your mind, dropping science to free your behind. I come from a legacy of serious word slingers, jellies, griots, and freedom singers. So say what you will, seek you shall find. Like it or not, there's always truth to my rhyme. Some poets write, never reading a book. They think their poetry's dope cause it's got a fat hook. Plenty of words but nothing to say. When you hear them you don't know what they said anyway. My word sound has power and it's coming your way. Some say my tongue's like a double-edged sword, slicing the truth, serving it up by the score. Bringing a ruckus, serving words in your face, evoking mad images that you can't erase. I don't write about bullshit, I bring you the news. Organize the source of your blues. Strip it naked so you can see I'm the poor man's guide to reality. I write poems for those who don't read. Growing flowers of evolution, I plant the seed. I like my poetry like my food, raw and live. You say I eat like a rabbit and I'm talking jive. I say you're constipated and full of shit, and when your prostate goes cancerous, I'll still be humping it. I make love by cycles of the moon, last like a Duracell, don't come too soon. Some say I'm a genius, some say I'm insane. The CIA is trying to put a tap on my brain. Some say I'm an outlaw because of the skin I'm in. Young girls sweat me, they want to shout at my melanin. But I only give them a wink and a grin. My body's a temple and God is within. Hip-hop from the bebop generation. Hip-hop from the bebop generation.
My name ain't Rumpelstiltskin, but I spin gold out of all the shit I'm given. The production of gold requires the hands to be in constant motion, spooling thread from the black sheep in my mind where denial constantly tries to pull the wool over my eyes. The processing of thread requires you to shear the sheep, meaning stop following the crowd and face the mirror. The metabolic rate of these hands is immeasurable with the current numeric system, comparable to that of a shrew. If they weren't connected to these wrists, they'd be 100 bodies away before I could blink. And like a shrew, the constant need for sustenance drives their relentless manufacturing behavior. They say I'm a serial hobbyist. And this is where the mistake is made. I am always running. Most days I do it with a smile on my face so good you think I like craps when I'm just trying to escape. Depression loves an idle mind. So I never let these hands rest. You see me make a dress, don't realize I'm avoiding stress. It's not a hobby. It's an escape route. I am not a Renaissance woman. This is just hyperactive coping. Parkinson's disease keeps these hands twitching, fingers always searching for a tool, a spaceship, a canvas. It's not beautiful until I make it beautiful. Until it is swooshed around the palms of my hands like a monarch in a cocoon, reborn artwork. It's a thankless job. Always painting trauma into sunsets or making tragedy digestible. When I said I wanted to be an artist when I grow up, I imagined painting surrealism and illustrating funny cartoons. not writing about genocides and drawing clear pictures about corruption in the government. It's a paidless job. To keep eyes on humanity in a world that weaponizes empathy. These hands take the ugliest parts of this world and everything in it and spin it into gold. A shrew can starve to death within hours of no food. They are constantly in motion to escape death. And I get that.
I lay here, pondering how to make sense of things that are supposed to improve the quality of life, yet appear to aid in the deterioration of it. Or at least that's one perspective. Let's speak on eyewear. I was told I needed them since childhood. An accessory, purpose to improve my vision, yet as I age, my eyes require a stronger prescription. In my estimation, wearing them made my vision worse by knowing good and evil like in the Garden of Eden, or as I gained more time, a higher strength was needed. In essence, to much is given, much is required. Momentum on the calendar dictates wisdom, must be earned, but by a price. Perhaps the weaker prescription isn't equipped to handle the nemesis that is soon to come. Maybe a stronger dose is purposed because the nemesis we're doomed to encounter is locked and loaded in their determination to weaken us. Maybe that is why in the beginning, we're not required anything more than to believe in Christ and trust Him, to keep God's statutes and maintain that relationship, to pray without ceasing. But as we put away childish things, there is more required of us. We are to study to show ourselves approved. So single vision no longer will serve us well. Bi and trifocal focus will be necessary to properly discern the Trinity, as well as the principalities and powers in high places, because the parables we're sure to encounter are coming and will require peripheral awareness through the tunnel of life's obstacles.
A lot of people out there are calling me hardcore. A lot of people out there are calling me cold and calloused. A lot of people thinking I'm living on the edge, and I'm insane in the membrane, and I'm a time bomb. I could go ballistic in any second. And all those things could be true, yeah. But that doesn't ignore the fact that I'm here in Floridian City for one reason and one reason only. I want to be the very best like no one ever was, yeah. To catch 'em all's my real test, and to train 'em is my cause. Dig it! History beckons to Macho Man Randy Savage in the Pokemon universe. I'm walking a fine line between life and immortality, or perhaps sanity and insanity, yeah. Or perhaps the macho madness has consumed me enough, but soon enough the Kanto region will feel my polywrath, yeah! I'm gonna make you. I'm gonna bite you with my right shoe, gonna do the thing in the ring with my needle can, gonna make you croak with my macho, gonna eradicate you with my eradicate, and you will fear the might of my dragonite, yeah! You have more of a chance of crawling through the eye of a sewing needle than you and your Pokemon do at being able to handle the Machoke madness, yeah! My Pokemon will be all over the place, and your Pokemon will be helpless to look around, to look to the left, to look to the right, to spin around 360 degrees when all they gotta do is look up. Because that's where they're gonna be. They're gonna be on top. Then, now, and forever, yeah! And this message goes out for every gym leader in the land, you've been put on notice. Because comparatively speaking, your Pokemon are nothing but grains of sand in the Sahara Desert, yeah. And my Pokemon team is the entire desert! Many grains of sand have fallen by the hands of my Mega Powers, yeah. My Pokemon are the lords of masters of the universe, and there is nothing that's gonna keep us down for long, because we are the cream of the crop, and we will rise to the top to any battle. Truth unraveled. No promises, just guarantees. Oh, yeah!
I know an orphan somewhere in Borehem. He felt the breeze blow from the fan with his face against the wall, hands on his knees, feeling less than tall. Nothing in sight, not even a pan or a knife for the Ku Klux Klan. He don't want to do real life. Drawing the smoke from his pipe, there's more to this life. He just want to have a good time and have a ball, packaged from one country to the next. Who wants to play this game? Who you reject? He ain't scared of y'all bullies. Y'all is just as useful as these toolies. Bunch of rookies.
I wanted to be the very best, like no one ever was. That's until I walked outside. That's until my father left me. That's until I battled with wanting to catch all 151 Pokemon and being liked. See, I grew up that cool nerd, seesawing between two lives, combating my youthful interests with everyone else, with the pressure of everyone else's desires around me, collapsing my identity to fit into a box in order to be captured by false masters in this game called life. The paraphernalia was never really enticing, yet somehow I couldn't avoid it. Missing my father's love forced me to chase any means of perfection, no matter the cost of shattering off pieces of myself, and all I wanted was to feel that warmth, that feeling of love. So I would travel across the land, chasing far and wide. Some semblance of affection my father never gave me, not understanding how to love what's inside. And so I gave it out in abundance just to watch them crumble it like a piece of paper in a note to avoid it being taken by the teacher. Rumbling over and over what was cool and accepted my awkward ass, consistently embarrassed and neglected my peace. Thinking if I could prove to people that I belong, I could find a place where the love I was missing. Combating my ideas just to fill this void that was left, repeating patterns that consistently forced me to neglect myself and forced rejection just to assimilate into the stigma I generated for myself to feel normal in a world I wasn't designed for. Patriarchy pilfering and poisoning me, pulling me from passions, placing me in dark places, not understanding the wrong from rights, burning to ash the things I thought would give me peace, trying to tell it all in, the accolades, the glory, the false sense of popularity, the inconsistent adoration that came and went, all the battles I failed to win, not because I didn't train hard enough, but because they weren't my fights to combat to begin with. Come with me. The time is right. There is no better team. Nowadays, I win this fight. It's time to live for me. All this time spent looking outward and chasing outside validity, believing in the fallacies that my integrity was based off the thoughts others made of me, I washed away in a sea of forgiveness. Truth and love I stand by. I surrender now because I'm tired of the fight. It's no longer me versus me, it's me and me, battling together to take on the world. I'm no longer defeating myself for hiding me. So prepare for trouble, and make it double if you have to. Although the trauma sticks like a shadow, no longer does it block out the sun. I know it's my destiny. Words to my best friend. In the world I just defend. Because my heart's so true. And this newfound courage will pull me through. So you teach me and I'll teach you. No more running into bad relationships just to find false ideas of love. No more battered friendships where I'm the joke or the fall guy or the little brother. No shrinking around others to boost their egos. No more being grounded. I want to fly. So I look into the mirror screaming, you teach me and I'll teach you. Self-love. Passion, presiding, passing pleasure, prescribing powerful parables to levitate ascending ears. Omnipotent omniscience, orchestrating original pieces, piercing unambiguous realities, eternally igniting life. Embracing, elevating, electric, eccentric, esoteric explosions, entrancing curious minds, attaining temporal rips into chaotic passageways. Tantalizing testimonies. Time shifts, teleporting telekinetic wavelengths, evolving lost souls into a gold kind of pure energy that stares mirrors and black holes and envy. What do you get when you experience stanza in this glory as it drips pure pleasure with every word I spit? Poet laureate, levitate, ascending, unambiguous realities, eternally attaining temporal rips, evolving. The lyrics spell out the roadmap to the literary paragon you look to when the darkness is too dark. I'm a wordsmith. Writing saved me from this feeling that I was worthless, so put some respect on my shit. Sometimes I sit here at my desk randomly in the middle of the night and I contemplate all the things I can get into in about 9.5 minutes. Yeah, I know that's like my favorite song played twice. Question: is that enough time to cook rice? To call my mother and tell her that I love her? To take a life? To do what's right? Imagine how much time you must really have in about 9.5 minutes. See, you don't usually pay attention to that type of stuff because that time flies by without you even thinking. But imagine not knowing when your clock will stop ticking, but you can feel the angel of death grinning as your lights dim, man. 9.5 minutes. Like, imagine how long that must feel. How painful and inhumane this type of behavior reveals the generations of hatred we unveil in the closet, hiding skeletons of a company, disguising itself as a country, feeding the tame beasts their meat. Day after day after day after day after day, we are fed the same bullshit of hate, lies, and poverty. As the rich get greedy on our blood spilled on the hot ground and ripe to just that liking, and we're silenced and hypnotized by TV screens and patiently waiting for the next big thing as we violently march to our dooms, looking at only one image in the room, not brave enough to look at the bigger picture. And the result? 9.5 minutes of torture to stop the world. All this time wasted trying to prove that one's race is paces ahead of the other as we descend into the abyss and attempt to relinquish our pain through cannabis and narcotics, and we continuously fall into this madness that sucks our souls and oppresses us more. There's no power. There's no ability for recharging. No place to create sustainable change. Constantly blinded and enraged by screens set to make us believe in this facade that we are free, and the result? 9.5 minutes of agony. Then months of protesting being overthrown by looting and rioting and bodies piling and masses colliding with ideologies set to break the constructs that bind us by race, gender, age, sexuality. And now we've fallen into this trap, piling like monkeys lost in the barrel at sea, but we keep trying to explain to you that there's an ocean to explore and a factory to destroy, yet you still believe in this hell you're forced to endure. By trying to build a heaven you only have to make, by assimilating to the norms that another motherfucker decided to create, and the result? 9.5 minutes of hate. See, our lives are congested by the floods of pain, and we've succumbed to this for so long that we can no longer breathe in the airs of change. We're suffering from goggles set to make us believe that monetization is the only way, and we've suffered for so long that we've believed that monetization is the only way. It's denying us the very things that can lead us to the gates of change. And this cage, it feels so tight. It suffocates. But I can only imagine how much pain one must feel with a knee on the back of the neck for 9.5 minutes.